My friend, welcome.
Hey,
How you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful today.
You know what I'm gonna ask you, right?
Tell me what you're going to ask me, because I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Have you reposted?
Well, let's do it right now. Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Wait, let me do it first. I got you too.
Boom.
Same time. You beat
One,
me.
two. Now I got to do all these 5 steps. But it's there. I'm
It's
ready.
there? You in there? Oh
In
yeah.
there.
It just told me that you shared it.
That's right.
But you know what? I shared it also.
Okay, great.
So I guess that means we can do what?
We can start the show.
We get the show going. Goes a little something like
This.
this. Yeah.
If I ever leave you, baby, you can say I told you so. And if I ever hurt you,
All right.
hurt myself as well.
Welcome, good people.
What's up?
What's going on? I know y'all probably looking at us and saying, hey, y'all look kind of spread out.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much.
It's all good. But you are rocking with us. You are on the Mega Quian Show.
I am Mega.
And I am Quian. And we want to thank y'all for being here, joining us, being a part of the show. And
Yes, sir.
Happy Black History Month.
Hey, that's correct. It's February.
February
All the good
2021.
2021. We made it.
My new year started yesterday.
Well, there you go. Because January still had
Had
leftovers.
Had a little residue.
I understand.
So I
I
had to get through that, you know. What you drinking? What you making, man?
I'm making a quickie old fashioned.
A quickie old
Yeah,
fashioned.
with a little mix.
Okay, hey,
That's it.
ain't nothing wrong with a little mix.
That's right.
Matter of fact, pass that to me. You doing old granddad?
I'm doing old granddad today.
I think I'm gonna rock with a little bit of old granddad too.
We'll probably switch to Weller later though.
Well, we will. That's why we got it right here
That's right.
on deck.
Yes.
Hey, wait, you know what I want to start talking about first and foremost? Have you seen the weather in the Northeast or the North period?
Y'all all got dumped on. I'm sorry.
It is crazy. The weather in New York and Minnesota and everywhere else has just been, just crazy.
It's hilarious. February 2nd is today. That means it's Groundhog Day.
It is.
And we talking about weather, so
I hope we saw a shadow.
yeah, I don't know. I know we got, so there's 2 different groundhogs, at least for the east. I mean, for the north and the south, right? Up north, they got Puxatawny Field. Y'all know that one. That's the old classic one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, please make sure we sound okay. I'm sure we do, but just check in with us.
Yeah, let us know.
And then down here, we got, what's his name? The General Lee Beauregard or something like that?
Something like that.
I don't know. Let's see. I was supposed to look it up, but then I
Well,
didn't.
while you look it up, I'm gonna tell the people to follow us.
Okay. That works.
Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, when we get up to a certain amount of people that have subscribed to our YouTube channel, we have a very special show that we'll be doing live, actually. So tune in, log on to your Facebook, log on to your Instagram, your YouTube, follow, subscribe, tell a friend to do the same thing. Last week, oh,
Yeah,
you
man.
ready? You ready with that information? man?
Puxatawny Field supposedly says it's gonna be a long winter for y'all up north, anyway.
Well, that's
Hey,
us
but
too. It
in-
ain't warm here, you know.
In Georgia, we getting early spring.
Who told? That's
That's
what it says.
we got a different groundhog. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Mother Nature operates differently in the south.
I can't tell. It was cold as hell this morning when I was walking my dog. So
Oh, it was freezing. That's no joke.
yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's all in the same.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
what was I about to say? Oh, last week's show, we had a special guest.
Yes, we did.
We had the Bishop.
Yeah, man. It was a good time to have
Mr.
hanging
Ron
with him.
Career.
He told me he enjoyed it a lot,
Yeah.
so that was great to have him on.
Yeah, it was a good show. We had a good time. Those of you that don't know, we do an after the show Zoom. I'm about to add that link real quick
Absolutely.
so that if you decide that you want to join us after the show, you can.
Now, if you want to know something you can get on, that Zoom is everything.
It's hilarious. If you haven't had a good laugh today or for the week,
We'll get you.
oh boy, tune into our Zoom.
It's a very
diverse. We have people from South Korea, New York, Jersey,
Cali,
Detroit,
Texas,
Chi-Town, Texas,
all that.
yeah, Memphis. So yeah,
all them.
we represent on our.
Oh, we had Colorado in the building last
We
time,
did,
too, right?
we did.
Yeah.
What are you smoking?
Today I'm smoking Romeo and Julieta. It is the Medianoche.
Okay, there you go. Well,
I like them. I got a whole pack of them, so I'm gonna keep smoking.
well, you know what I'm smoking. I got a whole pack of them. I'm gonna keep smoking.
Let me guess, them Liga number 9.
Liga number 9.
That is your favorite. Is it like the favorite? Let's put it like this. No, I won't do that because that's stupid.
Say it.
Would you, if money was no object, is that what you would still smoke every day?
Every day.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, but there's different variations of it. I can
Sure,
have a Velvet Red or
they all, the whole line is on. Amazing.
Yeah.
So I got you.
I'm gonna tell you what I will do though. There aren't many legal lounges around the city. I mean, around the U.S. I will go to each one to try to grab the exclusive ones.
I got you.
But they wouldn't be too exclusive to me because I had all the money. So
you were like, just ship it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But I gotta have it. Like I love my pork belly, and I can only get that at Hyde Park. You know.
Yeah.
So hey, shout out.
We do appreciate y'all checking in with us. We see you over there.
Yeah. Appreciate you, good people, for checking us out, being a part of the show. Rod Tasco, I appreciate you logging in every week, man.
Absolutely, sir.
I really, really do. So yeah,
we in the building today.
We doing our thing. So
we got a show today, right?
We do. We got a show all month.
That's true.
It's an ongoing show this month.
That's right.
It's all about Black history.
Yeah, man. Black history is important to not only us, but I'm sure it's important to our entire audience out there.
It is. But before we get into Black history, because we want to bring our guest on,
sure,
I'm going to get into a little bit of sports. I don't want to get into too much sports right now because we have one last game of football this week. We have the Super Bowl between Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the first team in NFL history to ever host and play in the Super Bowl.
Host and play.
Host and play.
Same place.
If Tom Brady wins, this would be his 7th ring.
Amazing. If he wins.
If he wins, his 7th ring.
F him. No, sorry.
Against Kansas City.
Kansas City, man.
And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people
we
from up that way.
We all on the Kansas City bandwagon like we were last year. It's okay.
Most definitely. I just want to make sure.
I was riding the caboose last year. Now I'm up front.
Oh, man. I'm going to give you just a tad bit of NBA standings.
Yeah, man.
We can talk about a few things after I give the standings.
Go for it.
Right now in the East, Philly is number 1 with 15-6 record. The Bucks are 12-8. Then you got Brooklyn, the Nets 13-9, Boston 10-8, and Indy with 11-9. On the West, the Clippers is kicking butt with a 16-5 record. The Jazz 15-5. You got the Lakers 16-6. Denver 12-8, and Memphis 9-6.
Speaking of them Lakers.
Speaking of the Lakers played in Atlanta.
They sure did.
And we had Courtside Karen.
Courtside Karen, that's what they call her, y'all.
Courtside Karen.
That's what they call her. So apparently there was this, I don't know what you call it, kerfuffle they had on the sidelines where Courtside Karen had some issues with LeBron. And so she decided to, sufficely curse the man out without her mask on.
That part right there.
And that's really the dangerous part. You got a right to say whatever the hell you want to say, blah, blah, blah. And, he got a right to respond back. So apparently
that's what happened.
LeBron did respond back to her, told her to shut the hell up. She didn't like it, and she kept going in on him, standing up and causing a commotion. So they politely escorted her out of the arena.
There you go.
And then she went on live and talked a whole lot of more mess afterwards. I'm sure some of y'all saw it already. Anyways, today she has a different tune today. She's apologetic today. She basically says, she's taking full responsibility for the altercation and made an apology to LeBron. So that's good. At least,
Right.
I appreciate when people do realize that they've been wrong.
Yeah,
That they were wrong.
That is beyond important, because if not, then the world would be really, really bad, really, really bad.
Agreed, sir.
It's already bad enough because speaking of bad stuff here in Atlanta, Salento, right?
Oh man, can y'all believe this? Y'all remember old dude Whip Nay? Watch me whip, watch me Nay.
I remember you used to try to do that dance.
Oh, I did it.
It was horrible.
Yes, this is true. It was horrible. Anyway, what happened with Salento in the news? Yeah, he is charged with murdering his cousin, y'all.
Yep.
I think Salento is 23 and his
23,
cousin is
34.
like 34. So
Crazy.
that's nuts to me. And I don't know if they have a real motive. Maybe he ate all the Oreos or something. I don't know. But either way.
I think I messed up something.
Are we still live?
No, we're still live.
Oh, okay.
But I can't see nothing. But do you think I should hit this button right here or not?
I don't know. Maybe try to
Ooh, that scares me.
open up a new window.
Aha.
We can do that.
You can always do that just to read, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That's what we
open up a new window and have it playing in that. We'll be okay.
We'll be all right. Okay. See? Let your thinking cap on today.
We hope it works.
It should.
There you go.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
But can we see the comments?
You might have to go back into the Mega Quian show.
Let me see if I click on this. What will happen?
Sure.
Real quick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, good people.
We getting there. We getting there.
See? Let your thinking cap on today.
Oh,
Boom.
but we don't want to play.
I got you.
Oh, I got you. You're going to
I
do
got
that. All right, good.
We're good to go.
Somebody asked, is that bottle of Old Granddad finished? No, it ain't quite finished just yet.
Oh, yes, it is. By the next drink,
we got a drink left. We got a drink left.
we got a drink left.
Oh, somebody said LeBron disrespected her husband, and she thought she should stand up for him. Okay, sure.
But why didn't he step up for himself?
Well,
Anyway, shout out my homeboy, the panty snatcher. Don't ask no questions.
All right, I got none.
No questions.
Got no questions.
He actually changed it. It used to say panty snatcher. It doesn't say that anymore. But hey, who am I to judge?
That's right. Who are you to judge?
Yeah.
I feel you.
What else you got?
What else? I don't know. We got our guests. That's what we got.
You want to bring our guests in?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's bring our guests in, and we can finish this conversation.
For sure. I'm gonna move down a seat.
All right, well, I'm gonna move over a seat too. I'm gonna leave this one right here in the middle for them, for the two of our guests.
Sounds great. Hold on 1 second, Jim. Folks.
Oh man.
Put those headphones on, sir.
Boom, boom. There's your headphones, good sir.
All right. And y'all gonna have to share a microphone if that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all good?
I think so. I can hear. Can you guys hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right.
All right, good. We good to go. How's everybody doing? All right. Well, we good. We good. Well, today we have two guests here. We have Dre and Ron. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Absolutely.
Go first, Sexy always go last.
You just gotta turn the mic towards you. That's the only thing.
Steve and Biggs, it's a pleasure to be on the Mega Quian show. First time here live, so I'm excited. My name is Andre Brantley, one of the co-hosts of Getting to the Issue podcast. So it's a pleasure to be here. Look forward to it.
Thank you for joining.
Are you done, kind sir?
I am done, sir.
Okay. I don't feel I need an introduction, but I will.
You definitely represented last week.
I was here last week. I'm Ron Creer, better known as the Bishop. I am also a co-host for the Getting to the Issue podcast, and I'm glad to be in you all's presence once again.
We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. I promise you we do.
It was a great time on last week. Wasn't it?
Yes.
Last week?
And the after show was even better.
What you say?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you all, the mics are low, let's turn up the mics. I think it was just because they weren't talking into the mics, but I think we're all good now. Let me know if we're all good.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah. So again, thank y'all. To this month, again, we're talking about Black History Month. And with Black History Month, we have a lot to talk about.
For sure we do.
A lot, right?
No doubt.
I want to start off Black History Month by talking about something that's important. You know, we could talk about. Should I start with my research, or should I start with the other topics, Steve?
We could go either way.
You know what? I'm gonna start with my topic.
Okay.
I mean, with my research. I'm sorry.
That works.
Because I found out something that I didn't know 100% that I know that y'all can speak on very elaborately.
That's perfect.
You know, because back in November 17th, 1911, you know, over at HU, that's Howard University, right? There was a model that was established that says friendship is essential to the soul. And with that, you know, I learned a little something. The headquarters is here in Decatur, Georgia.
What?
And you brothers are a part of this
Amazing organization.
Over 750 different chapters of it, you know. Worldwide, you know.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. You know, that's part of history.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Black history.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let y'all talk about it because I can only talk about this much.
That part.
You know what you said.
There you go. You can use that one.
Yeah, Steve and Biggs, I'll say this right here. You spoke to our fraternal organization, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
And the beauty of it is that Black History Month started as Black History Day and Week.
Yes,
That's
correct.
By one of our very own frat brothers,
Oh yeah.
Brother Carter G. Woodson.
Is that right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Now I knew he started Black History Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At where?
Yeah. So
That was the month started at Kent University.
Yeah.
But the week was many years before that.
Right.
So,
So 1926.
1926 is
There
when
you go.
1926. So
Negro History Week is what it was called.
That's right.
what it
Negro
was.
History Week.
That's what it was called, man. So it's very near and dear to us, and all of us being Black men, and I think people of color benefit as well. But I think we celebrate Black history every day. I know we all do.
We do, absolutely.
365 Black.
So it's good to recognize that, and so many contributions, so many commitments, so much sacrifice, and so now just look at where we are now. We have a Black vice president, Madam, Kamala Harris. So Black History Month is near and dear to us, and so we try to make sure we uphold the standard that our fraternal founders started, and also with Brother Carter G. Woodson, and make sure that we acknowledge everything that we do as Black people in this country and throughout the world.
Hey guys, real quick. I guess our listeners said that y'all are kind of low, so I'm gonna need y'all to talk into the mic.
Got
a
to
little
talk
bit more.
into the mic, sir. Yeah.
That's Dre trying to get his sexy on. Man.
Listen, I want to make sure people get this knowledge and they get these gems that y'all are dropping. So I need y'all to talk into the microphone.
All right.
Okay, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay, just a little bit. So so just real quick, and I'm passing to Ron. Black History Month has some history. It dates back to all of us, the people of color and Black people, but more specifically with Carter G. Woodson being our frat brother, it's near and dear to our hearts, and so we try to make sure that we particularly create Black history every day from local to state to national. So I look forward to talking more about it. Carter G. Woodson started it, but we all create history every day, and we celebrate 365 days a year.
There we go.
Appreciate that.
That was very well said, sir.
Appreciate that, Bishop.
As for me and our illustrious fraternity, it's something that I grew up with. All my father's friends were the leaders of the community, and they were Omega men.
Okay.
And when I got to school at Southern University, I realized the president of the SGA, the head football coach, the guy that was over the student union, all of them were Omega. And you know, I had been immersed in it, you know, as a kid, but then as I started to research it and got an interest in it, you know, one thing that stood out for me, and you hit it spot on, Big, when you said friendship is essential to the soul, and the Bible likens a friend more than your family. And this is my type man right here. Normally you'll see him, you see me, and we're friends, and I'm closer to him than I am my own brother, and that's what most fraternal organizations do for you, but most especially Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And as you said, we're worldwide. It's funny, in Atlanta, we have so many chapters in Atlanta, and so you see purple and gold pretty much everywhere you go, because there's so many chapters coming out of the AU Center, and then the grad chapters, and Atlanta being a university city.
Most definitely.
And so there's chapters established in most of those universities, even out here on the west side of Atlanta. I think we have two. We got the Marietta chapter and our own chapter, which is Tri-Mu, which is we call it the West Side Q's, the chapter of Friends. And so we get out here and we just try to do good work, and we try to live every day to the fullest.
Gotcha. Oh, speaking of the Mu chapter, Dre, aren't you the president?
Biggs put me on the spot.
Always.
Yeah, I am the, and you know, the word for us, is basileus, and so translation, president of the chapter. I'm going into my second term, so I've been president now, going on my third year, so each term is 2 years each. And
Okay.
So just November 2020, so in 2022 I'll be coming out.
Okay.
That's why I see you on them calls all day.
That's what his mouth says.
As far as leadership is concerned, and I mean, I'll say this, Biggs, it's been a pleasure. You know, we partner with you, Biggs, through Asir and
Yeah.
Steve, with all of us just, coming together over a good premium cigar.
Oh, yeah.
Nice drink, and so we've done a lot of different things, giving back to the community.
Right.
And we look forward to continuing to do that. You know, we did the food bank, we did the clothes drive.
Yeah. Did the turkeys.
The turkeys.
Yeah.
And that's what Omega Psi Phi is all about. It's about service to mankind, service to all mankind, man meaning women included. So,
Gotcha.
I look forward to, it's an honor for my fraternity brothers to select me as the basileus. That means a lot, because that leadership falls upon you. That means they have confidence in you that you can lead the organization or the chapter in the right direction as you impact the community. So, hey,
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. Everybody can't be a leader.
I think they elect him because he's not afraid to get in the older brother's ass.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna tell you why. So my godfather is a big Mason, and he told me, he said, "Hey, listen, if you decide to become a Mason, which I'm not, let me just say that, so don't question me, no one.
Come on, Biggs.
Hey, don't even start.
Hey, don't start." So he was like, if you decide to become one, make sure you get with a young active opposed to an older set in their ways group.
Right.
Because then you won't have the opportunity to flourish.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. And being that you as the postulate are able to, still have respect from the older Qs.
Yeah.
And represent for the younger Qs or the mid-age Qs to say, hey, these are things that we want to do, or how we see things need to go, and they respect that. That's major.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on that because we was doing Black History, and I was like, hey, why not? I got guests in the house. Why not talk about their organization, and just so happens you're the boss of it and everything else. I think it just flowed together. I do want to take a moment of silence for Miss Cicely Tyson. I'm gonna pause the music for a hot second so that we can take that moment of silence. And everyone, if you take a moment. Yeah, so that's major. Cicely Tyson was born in 1924. 1924, in Harlem. She's actually from Harlem. She's from New York. She died on January 28th, 2021. I know a lot of people probably don't even know this, and some might. She was married to Miles Davis.
She was.
Yeah, man.
They were married 8 years, from 81 to 89, and I mean, she's played in movies since the 60s, all the way up until 2020. She was in a movie. She has had some outstanding roles in like The Help and Hoodlum, as well as Diary of a Mad Black Man. Mad Black Woman. Excuse me, Idlewild and Roots and The Women of Brewster's Place.
That's a lot.
Just to name a few. I don't want to name all her movies because I'll be here all day. Yeah,
Catalog is extensive for sure.
I'll be here all day talking about Cicely Tyson. I mean, we're talking about someone that has been through it all. You know what I mean by been through it all? I'm talking about racism, segregation, hatred, everything. A black president, a black female vice president. She's been through a lot. I mean, wars and just everything. I mean, assassinations.
She's somebody that's gonna be deeply missed for sure.
Definitely.
You know what?
Imagine having a conversation with Cicely Tyson, given all those things that she's seen and been through.
It's a lot. It's a lot to even conjure up in your mind to think of all that she's seen and been through. I think about somebody like Quincy Jones, who said he doesn't go to funerals anymore because he know too many people.
Right.
He's touched so many people that it's hard for him. He said he'll go to a funeral every month.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Because he's touched so many people in the long time that his long career. But someone like Cicely Tyson, I think, was important to black women, black men, blacks in general, but definitely black women, to see a strong black woman progress in a male-dominant society, a segregated society, a black-hated society, and to still, in 2021, be missed and be important.
Yeah, right. Be relevant.
Relevant.
Right.
Biggs, one thing I found out, Biggs and Steve, that I didn't know, Cicely Tyson and the Minister Louis Farrakhan was cousins.
Yes.
What?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Steve.
I learn something every day.
Every day, man.
I love Black History Month, yeah.
So we start looking back to, the advocacy, her being forthcoming in this movement against black people. You start looking at the DNA, the lineage, what Minister Farrakhan, has done. It makes sense, right? It makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Somebody else recently passed away. The Hall of Fame coach, John Chaney.
Oh, yeah.
That was just the last 5 or 6 days. So
Yeah. January 29th.
Right.
January 29th.
I mean,
So,
just
the day after Cicely Tyson.
yeah.
Basically.
I mean, it's just been. I mean, people say, oh my God, I can't believe it. But you got to think she lived 96 years.
It's a long time, bro. It's a long time.
I'm not even 40 yet, so just think, I still got 57 years to go.
The baby over there.
You see what I'm saying?
What you've seen is just a drop in the bucket.
That's my point. Like, we talking about 96 years. 96 years.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime to say, I still got 57 more years.
You got a whole nother lifetime
I
ahead
have
of you,
a
bro.
whole nother life to live to even make it there, and I pray that I make it there.
Right.
Yeah. And everything they went through, speaking of John Chaney, he was 89.
89,
Right.
yeah.
And so it's like our ancestors and our older generation, they lived longer.
Yeah.
You know, our life expectancy it'd be lucky if it's 72. You know.
Yeah, most definitely.
So
Or if we make it out the 50s.
Yeah,
Right.
Literally.
yeah,
We gonna hope that I do.
yeah. I mean, we all pray that we all want to flourish and live to our 80s, 90s,
Right.
you know, 100. At the same time, I want to be like Cicely. She was 96 and still
Living.
in her right mind and
Whole
living
the
and
whole
everything else. See, that's one thing people fail to think about. You know, it's one thing to live a long life, but to actually be able to live and to be mobile and in the right mind.
Right.
You know,
And my grandma is 92.
oh,
My grandma is 92, and it's wonderful every time I go home. I get the first thing I do before I even go to my mom's house is I stop by grandma's house, right? And I'll sit and, you know, an hour becomes 4. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
she's just pouring and pouring and pouring, and she's still mobile. We took her driver's license 2020. Took her driver's license 2020. She,
Imagine a 92-year-old driving still.
because she had the second accident and got out the car cussing the lady out.
I'm sure.
How much was that insurance?
Oh man.
wow.
I saw our brother Nate was talking about Hank Aaron. We actually did a little tribute to Hank Aaron on our last show.
We did. We
Appreciate you bringing him up for sure. One of the greats of all time. He had an awesome memorial service and funeral. President Clinton even came up out there, man. That was dope.
did. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I'm not. excuse me. I'm not singling out the Omegas. I mean, I feel like all fraternities and sororities are equal as far as giving back and doing what's important to the community and everything. I only spotlight them tonight because both of our guests tonight
Yes, sir.
are a part of this brotherhood. This, you know,
Right, you know,
And y'all got love for all the other frats,
yeah,
right?
the Divine Nine, man. We
So-
make it go. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
all the black sororities and fraternities, we're interlocked when it
Yeah.
comes to the changes of Black America.
yes.
So, shout outs to the whole Divine Nine.
Yeah.
There you go.
And,
See,
and Biggs, you spoke on something earlier. I want to go back and reiterate. And you know, we all kind of were birthed from the Masonic order.
that's right.
You know, myself and Ron, we're both Masons as well, and so you know, Masonic order dates back to 1784.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for Prince Hall Masonry.
That's
And
right.
so when you start talking about fraternal orders and what we were destined to do and why we were created was because black people didn't have a voice.
Yep.
We didn't have a voice, and you know, and we needed to create some type of leverage and equity amongst each one of us to walk in different paths. And so Masonic order goes from 1784, and of course you got different sides. I'm a Prince Hall Mason,
Prince Hall.
you
Prince
know,
Hall.
and so Thomas Prince Hall, speaking of black history, he was the first black Mason,
Yep.
you know.
And he was so smooth with it.
Yeah.
He went back to England
Yeah.
to get the original Prince Hall charter,
Wow.
right, and brought that to the U.S. and it went forward and flourished.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, incorporated in 1787, and then you fast forward to the first Divine Nine organization, which were the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha, 1906, Cornell University. So you're talking about 100+ years removed.
That's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
But from 1700s to the 1900s, where we still needed to be, you know, forthcoming and, you know, presenting ourselves as leaders in this country because we built this country.
We did.
Right.
And we needed to know coming out of that building that we still had worth. You know,
Amen to this.
and that's what you know, Prince Hall established was, you know, as a black man, most especially as a black Mason, you have worth, and you know, you can look to the Prince Hall organization in that day, you know, because that, as Dre just iterated there, that's pre-Divine Nine. You know, you can look to the Prince Hall organization in that day and still be able to make some of the same moves that we just made in 2020.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Speaking of grandmothers, my grandma just called me. my grandma texts me every morning. Every morning, she sends me a scripture
All right.
and a picture scripture
They keep us covered, Biggs.
every morning.
You are
most
blessed.
definitely.
You are highly blessed and favored.
Most definitely. When I say every morning, every morning.
Every morning. That's good stuff.
So,
Man, that's awesome.
oh yeah.
Now, forward
Oh,
that
yeah.
to me. 'Cause, I want to be under some of that. You know? Put me
Every
under that
morning.
covering.
Every morning I get it. Every morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So look, y'all. Again, Black History Month is not just about February. Black history is about every day, every single day that we are able to walk this green earth. Any day that we're able to voice our opinion, say how we feel. I feel like the generation under me is so lost. They're lost. I feel like they're lost.
I pray that's not true, though. I pray it's not true.
You can pray it's not true, but you can see that it's true.
Right.
I hate to say it. I mean, they don't have the same work ethics. They don't have the same guidance. And it's not that they don't have it. It's just the fact that they just decided to not use it, right? And it's hard for me to. I've been in management for the last 20 years. Shut up. I know I'm young. Anyway,
Right. You got that old man soul. You young, but you 92 on the inside.
and I deal with, and it's crazy. It's not just 20-year-olds. It's some 30-year-olds that you have to have real deep conversation. Like, are you serious? Like, is that your mentality? Like you're comfortable being right here. Being stagnant is okay for some people. They don't want to see growth. They don't want to. They don't want more because they feel like where they are is just okay. As long as I'm able to pay my bills, that's all I need.
Right.
And I'm like, that's all you want to do is pay your bills? Like, you don't want more? You don't want a vacation?
Right.
Because if you're just paying your bills, you can't vacation. And I mean, when I say vacation, I'm not talking about going to Miami.
No.
Yeah.
You talking about vacation.
You know, Biggs, I think they the young people, I think they're way ahead of the technology curve than we were.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They definitely have us down.
they are
They got us
more
beat.
they're more educated than we were, but they didn't get the foundation that we got.
That's the part right there.
You spoke to your grandmother, Ron spoke to his grandmother being 92, and of course I know Steve and Tim, you all have a foundation as well. So our grandparents and parents, they came through those times that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so they were able to pass it on either through, you know, we either got it through osmosis, watching them do it, you know, or they talked to us and trained us on it. And so some of these young folks, now they benefit from, they're the benefactors of the baby boomers and those before. And so now we can provide a better life, and they don't see the struggle as much. So they don't resort to the history. And I'm not even going to get into the education system that doesn't talk about, you know, our Black history, you know, and, you know, we got people today, politicians today, saying that slavery wasn't that bad. You know, they gave you a place to sleep. And,
So I asked the
something to
question.
eat.
My brother Kanye said that too.
Did you experience it?
Yeah, you know,
Oh boy.
So how would you know?
Right.
you know.
Yeah, that's why they're losing their jobs.
Right,
Because they don't
right.
understand. They've been privileged for so long that they don't understand the struggles that people have to go through.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about a simple police pulling you over because you were speeding. They don't have to worry about something like that. They know they kids gonna come home tonight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't have to have that.
They don't have to have that
with their
conversation.
kids
That conversation
I had to
is
have with my sons,
irrelevant.
right? They
That
don't have to
conversation
have
is
that.
irrelevant to someone that isn't Black. And I'm just being straightforward. If
That's
you're
real.
not Black, there's certain things you just don't know.
That's real.
You know, so it's so I don't even have the words for it, but it's heartbreaking for me that I have to teach my son or tell my son things that my grandmother had to tell my mother. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, and when you think about it, that's what it boils down to. It boils down to you know how they talk about things come back in full circle, clothing and everything else, fashion and all that. Well, racism is the same thing, evidently, you know, because the same racism that people had to deal with in the 50s, 60s, and 70s are dealing with it again here in 2020, 2021.
Apparently, racism didn't go out of style.
It did
I
not.
think it's a cycle of, and you use the word cycle in full circle. I think it's a cycle of whether we are asleep or we woke. The same way with racism. I think that folks have always been racist, right? But then they were asleep. They were lying dormant, if you will. And
Sure.
then our last president, but he woke some stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
I know we don't talk politics on this show.
Yeah.
But he woke some stuff up, and
Yeah.
there were some folks that hadn't voted in 30 and 40 years. That came out and voted for this man, and
Yeah.
they were card-carrying members of the KKK.
Most definitely.
Right? So you got to think about that thing, right? For what it is, and even bigger than that, where it landed us today.
Yeah.
Ron, you make a great point, but I want to kind of change the narrative a bit if I can, Steve. And Biggs.
Absolutely
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Do what you do.
You
You're
know,
a guest. You're welcome to.
I don't know why we were asleep or not conscious. The reason why I say that, America's never had the conversation about racism.
And they still haven't.
Right. And I'm saying, so why did we think it was eradicated or it disappeared? Like you said, this president, which I think was an intention. It was intentional for us to wake up, right?
Right.
If it had not been from him,
I
maybe
think it
we'd
was
have still
life-
been asleep.
I think it was life and death.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I feel. I feel like, sometimes you push things under the rug so far that you don't see it anymore. So when you don't have someone like 45
Yeah.
to bring it back up, shake the
Sure.
pan
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get the gold to come back, get the gold to come up.
Panning for that gold.
Yeah, panning for that gold. And,
Are we watching Gold Rush now? What we
yeah, I'm
talking
just
about?
saying that was just for you, Steve.
Speaking of woke, he woke up.
But I'm just saying, he woke up a lot of people that had been dormant. We were dormant as well because we felt
that's
like
right.
things were
We were.
cool. Hey,
Right.
we living, we
Right.
making a little
We
money.
got
People
folks-
got nice cars and nice houses
Right.
now, so they forgot about what we've been through. And then 45 was like, ha, let me remind
You
y'all.
still black. Hey, buddy. Hey, black guy. You still black.
So I'm
You know.
just saying, like, again, we don't talk about politics on here, but at the same time, we do talk about racism. So with racism, we have to understand that we have to stay woke. I hate today's version of protesting, and I say that because it only lasts about a week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You're not really protesting.
No.
You're just, you stop
It's-
doing something for
right,
a week.
it-
That's not a protest.
It's not a movement. It's more of a parade.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
hey, let's do this for the week
Right.
or 2 weeks, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You're not really hurting people or hurting those that can be affected effectively.
I'm only protesting for the night. Sorry.
Right, exactly. Oh, I'm only protesting as long as I can get something out of that store, and out of
Right.
that car.
And Biggs, you make a great point, and it goes back to when in the civil rights movement, when Dr. King and all the civil rights leaders, they protested for certain things, specifically like civil rights, equal pay, civil and human rights. And so they had a cause. So I wonder today, to your point, Biggs, why is it that our young people protest, or what is the goal, the end goal? I know we had a few different movements. We had the Black Lives Matter movement. Sure. We had so many different movements, but what was the end goal?
That's a very good
Yeah,
question. There wasn't an end goal.
I think people understand, like, people need a way to get their frustrations out, and protest is a way to do that. It's hard to say, you know what, I got a whole plan, and this is what we're going to do. After we protest, we're going to make these, economic changes and do this. I don't think they go in it with all that idea. I don't think Dr. King necessarily went in with all that. I think they had it to do it a lot longer because times were different back then.
It was.
I mean, we live in a microwave society right now.
We do.
Everything about us is microwave, right?
Everything.
The news cycle is 24 hours, and that's it.
But the thing about that is, again, like Ron said, we're at a time where we could be beyond educated. I'm gonna give you a simple example. when you all had to do book reports, you either had to go to the library, or if your parents had a little bit of money, they had the whole encyclopedia.
Britannica.
Yeah,
Right.
Britannica.
Right.
Now,
I sold them. I know.
look, now
A through Z.
this is the reason why it bothers me so much that kids are not the smartest past China, past Asia. They can do everything they want to do right here. I don't have to go anywhere. People are making music videos. They're making movies. They're making everything from this one device that you carry around every day.
And I think that makes them talented in different ways, though.
Well, you know, my mom says
They're not looking for all that education in the book, you know.
they're not. But we asked the question, just to go back for a minute. We asked the question, what's wrong with the society or the kids under us? And it's funny that you brought that up. And you said two things. You said the microwave and the cell phone. And my mom said that's what's wrong. She says the microwave and the cell phone. You know, back in the day, I don't want to date myself, but I will.
Back in '66.
It's okay. It's okay.
That rotary phone.
I wasn't a thought in '66, thank you. But 68 came about, and the world changed.
There you go.
But she says that you know, back in the day, if you and everyone around this table can remember, where you had to warm your food up in the oven.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
You know,
yeah.
microwave was for the rich.
Yeah.
I still warm my food up in the oven. Thank you.
I don't too, Steve. It just tastes better.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
With the air fryer.
But I have you know what you would say, I have an air fryer in the conventional oven.
You're right, Biggs. But I want to speak to Ron's point.
Go for it.
I think that if we think along these lines here, and I know we hadn't really delved into this, but another reason why is because there's intent
Yeah.
by those that despise the way we look.
Oh, my goodness,
To
yes.
keep us off the focus.
Yeah.
So for example, technology is a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's a
Not
great thing.
bad thing.
Right.
The microwave and all these evolutions are a good thing. But what happens, think about technology. What do we see now? We see from IG to this to that. And maybe it's just me, but I see black people more than anything with the propaganda of putting ourselves out there or whatever. It's a certain platform for us to do this and do that. And
We're
it keeps
more
us off focus.
concerned about a challenge,
Yeah.
whether it is the busset or the silhouette challenge.
Yes.
Or the June bug.
Yeah.
I got a
But
question
who started
about that.
Big?
Though.
Who starts that? That's what I mean by intent.
That's what I'm
literally-
saying.
Who
No,
starts
I have a
that?
question about that because it pertains specifically to technology and social media technology.
Right.
You say you see more, you see a lot of us on
Right,
social
right.
media. Why do you think that is? It's the algorithm.
And that's what I'm speaking
The
to.
algorithm.
That's where I was
feeds,
getting ready to
it
go.
feeds you.
It feeds to us.
Yeah.
And that's why our young people can't stay focused on the things you mentioned,
Right.
Big, to stay focused on because they create the algorithms. They get all the data.
Yeah.
They data scientists, predictive analytics,
Yeah.
and they know what we like.
I
And
saw
so
you like this
they-
challenge,
Yes.
so now I'm gonna feed you all the rest of the challenges.
Exactly. And then the funny thing is, I haven't heard anyone say, "Oh, this kid has ADD." You know why? Because they give us so much. It's such a fast
Such a
pace.
fast pace. You can't
that
keep up.
You can't keep up.
Right.
So you don't hear, "Oh, you have ADD." You do. Don't get me wrong. There's still people with ADD. I'm not saying that there isn't, but you don't hear it as much as back in the day because you know why? If a kid has ADD, they be like, "Hey, give them this.
Right.
Yeah,
Give them this
And
to
that will
keep
their
them
attention.
occupied.
entertained and occupied." You see what I'm saying? So again, algorithm and everything else is the reason why you cannot,
And you
stay
think about
focused.
what you just said, Big. You think about what you just said. This thing is moving so fast.
Yeah,
Right.
it's moving even when you're not on it.
Right.
Right.
And you think I was having a conversation. I work in IT, right? And one of the things that and Steve talked about the algorithm. If you ever thought about it and you ever paying attention, you can be on your email and you can be talking about, man, I'm gonna go
Anything.
right. I'm gonna man.
Google gotcha.
Kohan has a sale,
Google gotcha.
right? Kohan has a sale, and you open your email up. And you look on the side panel, it's Kohan, 60% off.
All day.
Right.
Right? So
And you don't even have to, you can just having a regular conversation. Your phone is down.
exactly.
We can be having a regular conversation and it pops up.
Exactly.
And it's so weird. Like,
I asked my mom, I said, Mom, I want to buy you one of those smart speakers for
Oh.
Christmas. She said, them people listening.
Oh man, so listen,
Oh, I like this. I like this comment. If you keep us distracted, then we can't organize.
Right.
you right.
Absolutely
You
true.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
It's all part of the system.
It is a part of the system. I truly wish that we actually would. Now there are some great organizations, some great group of people that do things on a regular basis, right? In my mind, I just wish sometimes that regular basis was more regular basis.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be a holiday. It doesn't need to be a particular something. Sometimes you see what I'm saying?
It need to become the ordinary.
I feel that's how I feel.
Right.
You know,
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It need to become the ordinary. It need to become our everyday.
it does.
Right.
And I think with me and Steve and Tim knows this. For me, growing up, I didn't hang around a bunch of guys. That wasn't my thing. I was like, Psh, I'm good. I'm a loner. I'm a rock by myself.
That's me.
I felt like you can't get in trouble if no one's there to
Nobody-
tell
right,
but yourself.
right. Nobody
That was
knows
me.
what you're doing. That's me.
My mom used to say I was my own worst enemy because I get myself in trouble. I was never a follower. I was always a leader.
We must have had the same mother.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure she'll comment in a minute because I know she's watching.
yeah, always watching. Hey, mom.
Hey, Mom.
But with that, I feel like at this point in time in our lives, we need to. In this point in time in my life, I've met a group of great guys. Even with, I have some friends that I've been friends with 30 plus years. There's only 4 or 5 of them, but again, we've been friends 30 plus years. And my first time in life, out of moving the numerous places that I've moved to throughout the U.S., being here in Atlanta for I've been here, May would be 9 years. But this last year with a seer, meeting the group of guys at a seer has changed a lot of my thought process as far as getting to know other great guys. You see what I'm saying? Between Brian and Nate and Phil and Trey and Jerome, and even though Eric is up in DC, I mean, just great guys, you two. I mean, it just continues. And we're talking about a group of good guys that not only want to see each other grow, but also are career oriented. You know what I'm saying? You know, we laugh and joke with Phil because his nickname is Ferrari Phil, but Phil is one of the most humblest guys that I know, yet petty at the same time.
Right.
Love it.
Hey, I ain't gonna give him all the credit.
Right. Not just petty as hell, but he has the biggest heart.
He does.
Like
He
that,
does.
man.
He
Biggest heart,
does.
right.
He does. You know.
By the way, I think we're starting to run over time, so I want to give these guys a moment to shout out the podcast you guys do every week.
Wow. Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
Right there.
Boom.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
So, once again, a special thank you to Steve and Biggs and the Mega Quan Show. Myself, and I'm not going to steal Ron's thunder, myself and Ron and Nate Allen and so many other guys have contributed to getting to the issue. Trey to Phil to Eric,
Daryl.
Oh yeah, good Daryl.
even Tracy Cole, and so many different guys. And the whole essence of the podcast, we used to sit around having these intellectual conversations, and so we wanted to put it into a concept, or at least into something that was broadcast to the people on a regular basis, talking about topics that matter to us. But the whole emphasis is about economic mobility within the Black community in the mainstream economy of America. So it airs every Monday now at 7:30. And so follow Getting to the Issue on Instagram, Getting to the Issue on Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you all sometime soon.
Just posted it up in the chat, so y'all can see it there too.
There we go. Again, we're all about cross promoting. We're all about promoting one another, and that's another big issue. And we'll talk about that
Trying to
another time.
distinguish the crab in the bucket
Yeah,
syndrome, man.
and that's the thing.
We got to get rid of it.
We
because
have to.
We're so much better together.
We are.
And my dad used to say it this way, and I believe it this way in terms of a seer and then the folks that I've met. Everything we need is in the house.
Amen.
And even getting to the issue, the Mega Quan show, all of that, it grew. It grew exponentially.
Yeah.
Right out of this pandemic.
Right.
Yeah.
Out of the pandemic.
And you know what?
Exponentially.
I'm appreciative of the pandemic for that, because I think
Me and you too, bro.
I think that if the pandemic didn't come, we'll still be
We'll
cool.
still be cool, but
but
it wouldn't
not-
be that same level.
It's not the same.
right.
Now, Biggs, you giving me an opening. I wasn't gonna. I wanted to say it earlier, but I'm gonna say it now.
Go for it.
Think about, Steve. Check this out. Think about how much it appears to be a sense of urgency to get kids back in school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they say it's because kids are not retaining the information. They say kids are falling behind. But myself, being an educator, higher ed, post-secondary, I look at it like this. Other countries are so far ahead of us. Our kids at some point have to catch up. I'm not saying that we have to be in this virtual platform all the time, but we need to understand this. And guess what? Guess what else it's doing? It's bringing families back to the table to have conversations, to learn about and talk about real issues in America. And I think that the system, the people are afraid that it's going to elevate us.
And not only that, it's not only going to elevate us, but that it's going to downtrodden that dollar in terms of the public school system.
Yes.
Which it's tied so exponentially to black kids. If you're a black kid and you have, we used the term earlier, ADD.
Yeah.
That's extra money for you. If you're in the gifted programs, it's extra
Extra
money
money.
for you.
Yeah.
If you're athletics, there's extra money for you.
Yeah.
And-
FTE dollar.
right, the FTE dollar. And so it's if we're not in school,
They
then
can't
what
get that
happens?
money.
They can't get that money.
Yeah.
I feel it. They also can't, when kids are at home, they can't control the message that they want to put out, right?
Exactly.
Because your parents are right there with
Speaking
you.
of that, that's just like the teachers that just got on administrative leave
Yeah.
for talking about.
True.
Anyway,
Yeah, we, hey, gentlemen, thank
We're
you
going-
for joining us this evening.
yes, we appreciate y'all. We're going to continue this conversation on Zoom. The link is in the is in the comments. I'm going to put it back up again.
It's also on the Mega Quan page. I posted it.
You did?
I did.
Great. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in again. We're going to continue this conversation throughout the month. We're going to have
Oh yeah.
more guests. It might be Ron and Dre again. I mean, we're
Who
going
knows?
to keep this going, and we're not
this
going to
is
just
wonderful, man.
we're not going to end it with Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
We already talked about this. We're going to spotlight this at least once a month to talk about Black history and the importance of Black,
Right.
just Black.
Because we're awesome, man.
So next week we're gonna have another show.
We are next Tuesday
It'll be before Valentine's Day.
and before my birthday.
Oh, somebody's got a birthday.
I actually
Oh,
turn
Lord.
40 next week, next Friday.
That's big. That's big.
Hey, listen, just real quick, you know what I say that for next week.
All right, let's do that.
and you know, 10 days after you.
Hey,
But-
10 days after.
10 days after you.
Wait, hold
It's
on.
a holiday.
4 days after me is Steve's birthday.
Okay.
All
Well, hell, let's
Then,
do it in February.
That's
Hey.
it.
right, good
But we're
people.
going to have some tips for you for Valentine's Day, though. We're going to do it.
All right, good
At
people.
least.
Listen, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. Come join us on Zoom, and we'll holler at
Peace.
y'all later.
Peace.
All right?
Peace.
Let me get this back up so I can hit the end button. Boom. All right. Thank y'all again.
Wait, got to end it.